In the world of numismatics, there are coins collectors chase for design, rarity, or error, and the 1982 Lincoln penny is all of these rolled into one. Today on Coins Numismatic Series we're diving deep, and I mean deep, into every detail you could ever want to know about this fascinating 1-cent piece. From its historical backdrop, design details, and massive variety of types, all the way to the varieties, errors, and how much collectors will pay for these coins. Let's get started. Imagine standing at the United States Mint in 1982. It's a year of change, inflation is high, metal prices are skyrocketing, and the cost of making a penny is actually more than the penny is worth. It's a strange paradox when you think about it, a coin that costs more to produce than its face value. This economic push triggered one of the biggest shifts in modern American coinage, the transition from the classic heavy copper penny to a lightweight copper-plated zinc cent. This shift didn't just change the metal, it transformed an entire series of coins into a collector's playground practically overnight. The 1982 Lincoln penny, on its face, appears familiar. The obverse proudly displays President Abraham Lincoln's portrait, a design first introduced in 1909 by Victor David Brenner, marking the very first U.S. coin to depict a president. Surrounding Lincoln's profile are the words, "In God We Trust," above his head and "Liberty," to his left, with the year, 1982, clearly stamped to the right. These inscriptions are iconic, instantly identifiable, and deeply tied to the coin's story of tradition meeting transformation. Flip the coin over, and this is where the design really speaks to a broader era. The reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This tiny architectural icon sits at the center of the coin, flanked by the words, "United States of America," along the top rim and, 1 cent, on the bottom. Just above the memorial's roofline is the national motto, "E pluribus unum," reminding us of the unity Lincoln fought for. Now here's where things get numismatically exciting. 1982 was a transition year. Because of rising copper prices, the U.S. Mint switched mid-year from the traditional 95% copper composition to a new copper-plated zinc alloy. That means some 1982 pennies were struck the old way, heavy and mostly copper, and others were struck on zinc planchets with a thin copper coating. You can tell the difference easily on a scale. The copper ones weigh about 3.11 grams, while zinc ones weigh around 2.5 grams. This metal shift created not just two, but multiple collectible varieties of 1982 pennies. A massive output that makes the common circulated 1972 D penny plentiful and widely encountered by collectors and the general public alike. Given its huge mintage, the typical 1972 D Lincoln penny in everyday circulated condition is usually valued at just its face value, 1 cent. However, in the coin world, condition and rarity are everything, and the 1972 D Lincoln cent has plenty of stories to tell once you look beyond the basic circulated examples. Let's start by talking about grading and overall market value. For most coins, a combination of wear, strike, luster, and eye appeal determine the grade, and the value jumps significantly for uncirculated examples. A 1972 D Lincoln penny in an uncirculated mint state, MS, condition, especially with full red original color, can command significantly higher premiums among collectors. According to recent market guides, gem uncirculated examples graded MS65 can be worth several $100s, and top certified examples graded MS67 red have sold at auction for upwards of $1,500 to over $4,000. These values reflect strong demand for high-grade copper Lincoln cents, even from a date with millions minted. Now let's talk about what truly excites collectors, errors and varieties. While the typical 1972 D penny is common, certain striking mistakes and die varieties can transform a mundane coin into a numismatic treasure. One key category of interest is repunched mint marks. This occurs when the Denver D mint mark was punched into the die more than once, leaving a slight doubling or shadow effect. Depending on how dramatic the repunching appears, these can be modestly valuable error coins that get the attention of die variety hunters. Another area collectors watch for is off-center strikes. When the planchet wasn't properly aligned in the press, the die struck the coin off-center, leading to part of the design being cut off. The degree of off-center can range from a few percent up to dramatic misalignments exceeding 50%. Severe off-center errors where the date and design elements are still legible can fetch into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on eye appeal and the amount of strike. Although the most famous double die examples from 1972 originate from the Philadelphia Mint rather than Denver, collectors sometimes look closely for doubling effects on Denver coins as well. Expert numismatic guides note that 1972 is known for double die obverse errors, especially in Philadelphia issues, where doubling on key inscriptions such as Liberty and In God We Trust dramatically increases collectability. Denver pieces with unusual die characteristics, whether actual double devices or other striking anomalies, may catch the eye of specialty collectors. However, it's crucial to differentiate real errors from machine doubling and post-mint damage. Machine doubling often shows a flat, shelf-like doubling that experts do not consider a true double die variety. Always verify through professional certification if you suspect a valuable error. Collectors also pay attention to strike quality and die state. Coins struck from fresh dies with strong details, especially on the hair, beard, and wheat fields of older Lincoln cents or the memorial columns on 1972 cents, are more desirable. Weak strikes or worn dies can affect value negatively, but unusual die clashes or die breaks that leave distinctive raised lines on the coin surface can sometimes be appealing to error collectors. Beyond individual errors, there is also the context of the Lincoln cent's historic role in American culture. From its debut in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln, through stylistic changes in the 1950s and beyond, the series has documented over 150 years of circulation. The Lincoln Memorial Reverse, featured on the 1972 D coin, was itself introduced in 1959 for the coin's 150th anniversary and remained in use until 2008. It stands as a tribute to Lincoln's legacy and symbolizes American ideals of unity and perseverance. In the broader numismatic market, Lincoln cents serve as a gateway for many beginning collectors due to their affordability and historical richness. Even common dates like the 1972 D encourage enthusiasts to learn about grading, mint marks, die varieties, and the subtle differences that elevate one coin above another in both value and historical importance. While the penny was one of the most widely circulated coins in U.S. history, recent developments have marked the end of an era. In 2025, the final production pennies from the U.S. Mint were auctioned in special sets, underscoring the penny's cultural legacy even as regular production has ceased. Though that news pertains to much later dates, it speaks to how deeply this small denomination is woven into American heritage, and why coins like the 1972 D Lincoln penny remain fascinating to collectors today. So, whether you're scanning pocket change for hidden errors, building a Lincoln cent registry set, or just learning more about American coinage, the 1972 D Lincoln penny offers a blend of history, design, and collecting intrigue that earns it a special place in any numismatic series. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the 1972 D Lincoln penny. If you enjoyed this video, let us know in the comments if you've ever found one of these in your change, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more fascinating coin stories right here on Coins Numismatic Series.